While the East Coast is cleaning up after Hurricane Sandy, here in Las Vegas the sun is shining and there's lots of excitement, and there are a lot of people attending the SEMA show. This is a trade show produced by the Specialty Equipment Market Association, a nonprofit trade association founded in 1963. Since the first SEMA show debuted in 1967, the annual event has served as the leading venue bringing together manufacturers and buyers within the automotive specialty equipment industry. Products featured at this show include those that enhance the styling, functionality, comfort, convenience, and safety of cars and trucks. Expected attendance, in other words, pre-registered attendance, is around 130,000 people. Even if a few of those folks who plan to attend from the East Coast won't make it, there are still plenty of other people enjoying SEMA in Las Vegas. We're at the Bushwhacker exhibit, and I had to ask, well, what is this? This is body gear, and I gather what you do is you put these external pieces on the outside, in this case of a Jeep, and you attach it with 3M double-sided tape, and when you drive through the bushes, this stuff stays on the front and protects your car and your paint job. So Bushwhacker actually is a name that means something. Not knowledgeable about cars, I had to ask about Super Winch and the Tiger Shark device here, which is about a $750 winch, I'm told. A large pickup truck might carry this device with them, and if they are off-road and, for example, get stuck in the mud, they would tie part of the rope around a tree, turn on the motor would pull the truck out of the mud. And there are all kinds of winches here, bigger, smaller, but this is the SEMA show, and this is where these devices are demonstrated. Well, at least for sale. Sureco products make deck racks, but what I was interested in was the fact that this particular pink vehicle was styled by Auto Styling in KO Auto Styling in Las Vegas. Have a car without a sunroof and want one? See our Lawrence Automotive Products has custom windows, sunroofs, and rear truck sliders just for you. There's a big crowd here, including my friend Bob Fox, who's been filling me in on what's going on. This is a Chrysler 300, and there is a TV show called Overhauling in which they fix up cars. Anyway, this particular car is going to be given away free. I think he said tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, and you have to be present to win. So you may go home with a Chrysler 300. You've heard of Rhino truck linings? Well, the actual Rhino is here at SEMA. It's not a very good picture, but it's a big Rhino. This is Tony Rutledge, and I stopped by his exhibit called Trophy Cart. Tony, what is a trophy cart?
Trophy cart is a half-scale racing truck for kids and adults. We started the company in 2007, and we've been manufacturing the carts since then. We have about 800 vehicles out on the market, and we're the only junior off-road racing program out there.
Junior, you told me that youngsters as young as what, 8?
Yes, we start racing the kids at 8 years old.
And you said you were coming to Las Vegas next week?
Yeah, we'll be out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Lucas Regional Race.
And when is that? A week from?
Week from this weekend.
Week from this
Saturday
week.
and Sunday next weekend.
Okay, so if you want to see the youngsters or the drivers of tomorrow, come out to the Motor Speedway.
We waste the future today.
Okay, thanks. And I'm going to look at the video here, and you can see. Whoops. Wow.
Haley Deegan will be racing this car next weekend out at the track.
And Haley is an adult or a child?
She's a child. She's Brian Deacon's daughter from the Meadow Militia Academy.
Okay, she's Brian Deacon's daughter. I don't know who Brian is, but the world of racing does know him. I'll be darned. Okay, and you make these where? In California?
In Anaheim, California.
In Anaheim. So next to Disneyland, you want to go visit the trophy cart people. This vehicle intrigued me because it was displayed in a way that I hadn't quite seen at this show yet. This is a vehicle that one buys for, I think, $70,000 or so, and they go to Local Motors in Chandler, Arizona, and under the supervision of the folks who built the frame of the car, they put their race car together in about 6 days. They build it themselves. The gentleman who talked to me said if you took all the bells and whistles associated with this car, you may pay well over $100,000. The vehicle can then be used for off-road racing, and it is a street-legal vehicle. Here's something I do understand. Flare air hats. Car guys are guys after all, and they love souvenir pictures. Many people who come to the SEMA show spend actual days here seeing the show, and I can understand that because the whole convention center is filled with activity indoors and out. Everywhere you walk outdoors at the convention center are vehicles on display. There are no people associated with this display, but what I'm hearing from those who pass by is that this is a storm chaser vehicle, and it's got all kinds of Line X coatings on it, I gather. Well, if you're going to drive into the middle of a storm, I guess it's nice to have protection. The cars on display at SEMA come in every color, every size. Look at that little one down close to the ground. And everyone brings cameras, just like me, to take pictures. It is a beautiful day here in Las Vegas, thank goodness. Many of the vehicles here, most of them, have ads as to all the components that made up the specialty vehicle. This is a great sign. My garage makes me happy, and we're talking about various garage floors. The floor and the door can make you happy. I stopped at this exhibit because I loved the sign, and it almost looks like a window, and on the other side of the sign is more of the exhibit. But then I had to ask myself, what in the world is carbon? And I was told it is a woven material that one puts some kind of hardener on it, and you can mold the material into any shape you want, and it becomes harder than steel. And NASCAR cars use carbon, and the gentleman even showed me a chair that had been, where the material had been formed into a chair, and it was perfectly good, and you could sit on the chair. And these cars all have examples of the woven material on them. He said often they will, people will replace regular car parts with carbon parts to make the car lighter. This car, the sign says, is a 62 Corvette, and it is beautiful, and lots of folks are taking pictures. These guys are getting down to all the details. This is a car called Black Betty, and there are lots of folks whose products are in here. This is a 1960 Chevrolet two-door wagon. Look at this car. It is one long wagon, attracting lots of attention. The Black Betty is even attracting a film crew. of course, I had to ask, what are these? And a gentleman told me these are the springs that engage the clutch in your car. I was around in 1956, and who knew the Volkswagen Beetle of 1956 was so beautiful. This is part of the display of the SPC company, the suspension people. So for those of you looking at the video, I hope you understand what all these parts are. They're beautifully clean. You can see every one of them. And a lot of the folks at SEMA are looking in and going ooh and ah. And so I decided to film this engine compartment. I was curious about the signs here, car to smartphone connection, and I was told there is a device that you can hook up to the diagnostic port in your steering column, download some apps, and on your smartphone find out why your engine light is on and what else may be going on in your engine, and save yourself a lot of money, because at the repair shop, if they tell you it's $50 and they may tell you something that's not quite right. So this is a brand new product. And it costs what? About
Depending, do you have the Apple?
I'm talking, yeah, let's say the Apple.
It's
$114. Okay, so this is something you will be seeing in your car parts store very soon. There are a number of celebrities at SEMA, and apparently here at the Cover King display there are folks talking about cars and etc. Look at the crowd that has gathered.
Series, which I got that in the sign-up in 2010. So it's an honor to really be able to come back here and work with Steve Hunanock.
This is the central hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center, and they have this structure and the green lights. It's very attractive. There's a reason the show cars look so good and there are no fingerprints, etc. There are folks who go around and polish the cars.
There you go.
Chip Foose of Oberholland is signing something here right in the hallway where folks are passing through. So there are several people that just say, keep moving, keep moving. It's a bad location for a celebrity signing. Lighten your load is a good sign from UPS suggesting you take all your product brochures, put them in a box, and mail them home. I see the girls over here have lightened their load. You see the large bags they have? Well, they decided just to sit down and have a drink. We have a little dance here. Another interesting spelling. Motorcycles are here too, just to attract attention, I guess. The Ultimate Circuit Tester is the exhibit, and those words are on the motorcycle also. The Mazak folks are here. I know the name because I worked in a factory in Chicago and we had a lot of huge Mazak machines. But these machines would be available to make custom parts for cars and trucks. Need some jackets for your guys and gals. This is the Red Cap exhibit. Never knew there was something called the Headlight Renew Doctor that will eliminate cloudiness and restore nighttime visibility. I think I ought to take some. This was the first booth I saw. Mind you, I have missed many of them in which Korea is featured. And apparently they are building a lot of electronic components for the auto industry. Wow, this is a beauty. A Harley Davidson in the Kicker exhibit. And Kicker's sign says that it is for audio upgrades. Wow, absolutely beautiful. This must be a Vegas car. It's by Oracle Lighting, and you will see the lights of Las Vegas on the front of the car. We're in the XLE or Excel Electronics area, and this looks like some kind of tricked out golf cart. It's subject of lots of photographs. It looks like it has a sound system, perhaps even its own TV or internet. I'm not quite sure. I don't know whether you'd ever get out of this cart to play the game. It looks real comfortable. Most of us recognize this name, WD-40, but I noticed as part of their exhibit, they had Lava soap, and I remember the ads from years ago, L-A-V-A. I guess it still exists. And it is called Pumice Powered Heavy Duty Hand Cleaner. I guess you can come in and get a whole bunch of decorative gifts for your shop or your store. Lots of activity from cabs and also from tall displays in the convention center parking lot. I think the name is probably appropriate, a Crazy Boy car. You would remember it if you saw it, and I'm sure it would never be stolen. Want your truck to be scary? Well, here's the artwork that will do the trick. As I was headed toward the door, I was about to say goodbye to SEMA when I ran into this exhibit, Say Hello to eBay Motors. And I guess if you want to buy or sell a car, you can go to eBay. I did not know that. Anyway, hello eBay and goodbye SEMA.